Sorry, Prabhu. Please go ahead.
Hare Krishna devotees, Dando Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada. Welcome to our weekly BhagavatSanga program. In this program, devotees read a particular set of prayers from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam and share their realizations and lessons from their readings. We are continuing the theme of the prayers of Satyavrata. The reference for these prayers is Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 24, 46 to 53. Today we have a very, very wonderful devotee presenting, His Grace Kamala Naayana Prabhu. Prabhu, thank you so much for accepting this service. I'll turn it over to you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna, everyone. We will start. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you all for joining this evening. I would like to thank Satyasara Prabhuji, Jai Subhadra Mataji, Veena Mataji, and Prasad Prabhuji for giving me this opportunity. I will recite the prayer for my Guru. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Satsurun Militam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stabhidam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Tadati Swapadandikam Vandegam Sri Guru Sri Yudapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamsa Sri Rupam Sagara Jadam Sagagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajibam Sadvaitam Sabatutam Parijana Sagitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sagagana Lalita Sri Visaga Nimittam Sra He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpade Kopesa Kopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastude Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sude Devi Prananami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarupa Sacha Kripa Sindhu Paye Vacha Padittanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Kaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Once again, thank you, devotees, for joining today. As Prasad Prabhuji said, we are covering this Satyavrata Maharaj prayers, which is in Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 24, verses 46 to 53. So before covering this prayer, I would want to give little introduction about Satyavrata Maharaj, why he is reciting the prayers to Lord. Of course, you have heard this about details about Satyavrata Maharaj in all the other Bhagavatam classes, the BhagavatSanga classes, but so I just want to go very little about it, not going very in deep about it. In once upon a time, in the previous kalpa, the demon, Hayagriva, he wanted to take away the Vedic knowledge from Brahma. So Krishna, Supreme Lord, took a fish avatar to save that, the knowledge, the Vedic knowledge. And then, at that time, there was a king named Satyavrata. He was a great pious king because he was a devotee kind of. So Satyavrata, Supreme Lord thought that, since he is a great devotee, I wanted to save him. To save Satyavrata Maharaj, king appears second time as a fish. King Satyavrata later, he's you all know that, the sun god Vivaswan, his son Manu, that's what he became in the next kalpa. So, to receive the favor of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, King Satyavrata, Maharaj engaged in the austerity. What was the austerity is, he was, surviving only by water. So, one day he was doing the prayers, nearby Kritamala river. So, when he was doing the water offering, he took some water from the river. At that time, a small fish also came inside his palm. So he, the fish, is none other than Supreme Personality of Godhead. But, but the fish, small fish, Satyavrata Muni did not know that. The fish asked Satyavrata to, protect from this. So Satyavrata put the small fish inside the jug of water. But Supreme Lord wanted to show his potency. So Supreme Lord expanded, and then the jug was not enough. So Satyavrata Muni, Satyavrata Maharaj, he took the fish out of the jug and put them in the well, and then the well was also not enough. Then he put the fish in a lake, and that was also not enough. Then he put the same fish put fish in ocean, and then the ocean was also not enough. So now Satyavrata realized that this fish is none other than Lord Krishna, Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he asked Supreme Personality of Godhead, what is the reason for taking this fish incarnation? Then Lord Supreme Personality of Lord told him that in a week time this universe is going to be annihilated. At the time of annihilation, I will save you along with the other rishis and other herbs and other things. I will provide a boat kind of thing. Then King Supreme Personality of Godhead, disappeared. As King said, so now Satyavrata Maharaj, was meditating on Supreme Lord. And as Supreme Lord said, that flood happened and the boat came. And Satyavrata Muni also, boarded on the boat. And at that time, Satyavrata Maharaj, was, reciting the prayer to Supreme Lord, and the initial thing what Satyavrata Maharaj told, I will take you as my spiritual master. That's the first thing he told. That's what the verse 8.24.46. I read all the verses, all 8 verses from 46 to 53. All of them are, such a wonderful verse. But this particular verse attracted me so much because the Guru Tattva is clearly explained. So far, we are doing bhakti and everything, but we are, at least myself, I am not clearly understanding the Guru Tattva. That's maybe, that's a reason, maybe my progress in the Guru Tattva is, not progress in the spiritual path is not great. So I wanted to focus on this particular verse, and we will clearly describe that, what is Guru Tattva. We will in detail, we will discuss about this Guru Tattva. I will recite the first prayer, the 2.24.46. Sri Raja Uvacha Anadi Avityo Bhagavatma Samvitas Tanmula Samsara Parisramadura Yatruchayo Basruda Ayam Apnayor Vimuktino Naha Paramo Gurur Bhavan. So what this verse says, the king said, by the grace of the Lord, those who have lost their self-knowledge since time immemorial, and who because of this ignorance are involved in material conditional life full of miseries, obtain the chance to meet the Lord's devotee. I accept that Supreme Personality of Godhead as the supreme spiritual master. So such a beautiful verse, and this verse talks about Guru Tattva. I dissected this verse in several ways to understand Guru Tattva. So that's what we are going to see in this verse. So what is the realization about this verse? First and foremost, Supreme Lord Sri Krishna is the first and original spiritual master that we need to know about, Chaitya Guru. And he knows exactly how living entities are suffering in this world. So he comes here to guide us. And sometimes he comes personally, and sometimes, sometimes he comes as an incarnation. Sometimes he sends a pure devotee to teach on his behalf. So no matter how he appears, he is always the real source of the spiritual knowledge. Because the Lord is constantly helping us, the souls in this world. That's why he is called Parama Guru. That is supreme teacher. Yeah, genuine spiritual master who spreads Krishna consciousness is also guided by the Lord from within. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, this point, Madhya Lila, this particular point is emphasized. How it is, if you take the Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 22.47, it says, Krishna yadi kripa kare kona bhagyavan, Guru anatyami rupe sikhaya apane. What this verse says is, Krishna is situated in everyone's heart as the Chaitya Guru, the spiritual master within. When he is kind to some fortunate conditioned soul, he personally gives him lessons so he can progress in devotional service, instructing the person as the super soul within and the spiritual master without. So the Supreme Lord acts as a guru within us, like a super soul guiding us. Without means externally, he sends his devotee sometimes, and he comes sometimes as an incarnation, and sometimes he comes directly and gives us an instruction. That's what this particular Chaitanya Charitamrita verse says. So even if such a guru looks like a ordinary person, he should not be treated as an ordinary, because he is carrying out the Lord's mission. Therefore, the scriptures say that one should see the Acharya as Lord's representative. So even Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakura says, the spiritual master must be respected in this way, because he is the Lord's confidential servant who brings divine knowledge to the suffering souls. So this is, what Satyavrata Muni says in this purport. But, this is not a real actual purport, but I come out with my own realization, but I took it from the purport. But how he is proving each and every point practically, how this Guru Tattva applied in the spiritual, for the spiritual progress. I dissected several pastimes. We will examine the ways in which the Guru supports the disciple, whether directly or indirectly. The first pastime you take it, like Dhruva Maharaj and Narada Muni. What is the theme of this particular pastime? You all know about the pastime, so I don't want to go detail about the pastime. But what I understood from the pastime, the Dhruva Maharaj, Guru appears when the disciple is sincere. That's what the crux of that pastime. So Guru appears when the disciple is sincere, because he was just a very young boy, 5-year-old young boy, when he was heard from my stepmother's words, and he was searching for the Lord, and Narada Muni came. Narada Muni came, and Narada Muni saw him, that dedication for seeing the Lord. So Narada Muni taught Dhruva Maharaj, how to meditate. Narada Muni only gave him the mantra, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narada Muni encouraged him whenever initially he felt some discouraged. So at that time, Narada Muni encouraged him. So, and Narada Muni, by all these things, Narada Muni only connected him directly to Lord Vishnu. Even though Dhruva Maharaj did all the austerity and everything, but it all because of Guru's mercy, Narada Muni's mercy. So what I learned from this pastime, when when I am ready to take bhakti, Lord sends his devotees, Lord sends his representative. That's it, the lesson I learned from this pastime. Another pastime, Vyasadeva and Narada Muni. In this, pastime, what I understood, Vyasadeva is really, he is a literary incarnation of Supreme Lord. He is such an elevated person. Even for that kind of elevated devotee also, need a guru. That's what I understood. So you always need a guru. You all know that Vyasadeva wrote many things, and he was so not satisfied, but Narada Muni came and gave Vyasadeva the instruction, you should directly glorify Krishna. Then he wrote Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. So what the lesson I learned from this pastime, Even the greatest scholar needs a guru to reveal the deeper truth. So think of us. Even Vyasadeva needs one. So we are so conditioned and we are neglecting our gurus just like that. So we should always focus on Guru's instruction. That's exactly what I wanted to what I learned from this. Even the another pastime, Prahlad Maharaj and Narada Muni. I know Prahlad Maharaj, was so stubborn on devotion and everything. But all these things came when he was in his mother's womb. He heard the Narada Muni's teachings. So Narada Muni only gave all the strength. Because of his mercy only, Prahlad Maharaj, fixed in devotion, and he was protected by Lord and everything. He saw, Prahlad Maharaj saw Lord everywhere. So what I learned from this, pastime, the Guru Tattva gives unshakable faith and the protection. These are all, Narada Muni, who is Supreme Lord's pure devotee, came and give the spread the spiritual knowledge to whoever needs. Sometimes that's what in the purport also says. Sometimes Lord comes directly, sometimes indirectly. Maybe Narada Muni comes indirectly as Supreme Lord, but sometimes he comes directly. Where? The four Kumaras and Lord Vishnu. Because the four Kumaras were, Brahman. At that time, they were submerged in a Brahman realization. But when they saw Lord Vishnu and then they smell tulsi leaves of lotus feet, they immediately recognized the Lord and they changed it to, Bhagavan realization. So Lord here, directly gave the instruction to four Kumaras. So here Lord was the one acting as a spiritual master for this four Kumaras. How Lord directly appears? It is based on our purity level. Pure. So four Kumaras and all, very pure devotee. So he came. Even today's pastime, Satyavrata. For Satyavrata, Lord came as incarnation. Directly did not come, but as an incarnation, he came and he gave the mercy to his devotee. So whatever the purpose said, Lord comes and either directly or indirectly. It is not only the theoretical thing, it is proven by all the pastimes. Even the Arjuna and Krishna came directly to give knowledge, Bhagavad Gita, to Arjuna. What I learned from this pastime is, how the Guru Tattva applied here is, Krishna, Arjuna said, Sisyaste agam sadi mam tvam prapannam. What is that meaning? I am your disciple. Please instruct me. I am so confused. I don't know what to do. But I am your disciple. I surrender to you. So you please advise me. Then Krishna started giving the knowledge, Bhagavad Gita, and then he got everything. So what I learned from this, this particular pastime is, what I learned from this particular pastime is, what I learned from this pastime is, like we are, whenever the disciple, ready and they should, beg Lord. The lesson is, I do not know. Please guide me. This is exactly what we need to say to our own gurus. I do not know. Please guide me. Then then Guru will, reveal all the knowledge. So like this, each and every pastime, establishing the Guru Tattva. Even if you go even the Sukadeva Goswami and the Parishit Maharaj pastime, Lord gives whenever you need the knowledge at right time. Parishit Maharaj is going to die in 7 days, but Sukadeva Goswami came as a guru and gave the right knowledge at the right time. So within 7 days, Parishit Maharaj got liberation. So what I learned from this thing, the lesson from this pastime is, Guru gives exactly what disciple needs for liberation. If you are sincere about it, he will give the exact message at exact right time. And then, one step ahead, Lord Chaitanya and Ramananda Rai. Ramananda Rai, we all know that Lord Chaitanya is Krishna himself. But Lord Chaitanya asked so many devotional questions to Ramananda Rai. How to do the perfect devotion and also about prema, deeper divine questions. So what I learned from this, sometimes sometimes the Supreme Lord is coming and giving, teaching us the humility by staying as a student kind of thing. So Supreme Lord himself, he came here, and but he acted as a disciple, and he asked all the questions to Guru Ramananda Rai. So what it shows here, sometimes Lord comes here as a disciple and he honors the devotees. That much level Lord is going. That's what we need to learn from this pastime. Okay, this is exactly what in the Bhagavad Gita 4:34 it says, Tatviti pranipatena pariparshena na sevaya upadekshanti degnanam jnaninas tattva darsinaha. This verse, the translation of this verse is just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master, inquire from him submissively, and render service unto him. Then the self-realized souls can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. So this is the best verse for the Guru Tattva. So I understand, Narada Muni, Satyavrata, and also, Prahlad Maharaj, Sukadeva Goswami, even other people, the Lord incarnation and other things. All the pastimes, it happens, in the different yuga, Lord himself came and guided them. That's why, they were able to get all those things. I understand. This whole purport is, talking about that. But if you go into deep analyzing that, even in the modern days, if you take the first line of that purport, it says, Lord sends his representative to guide suffering souls. Srila Prabhupada is the exactly such a representative. He didn't come to the Western world to earn money or anything. He, just like the Lord empowers a devotee to act on his behalf, Prabhupada also empowered to spread Krishna consciousness all over the world. And the another line in the purport, it says, the Guru may look ordinary, but he is guided by the Lord. This is very well suited for Srila Prabhupada because he looked like an ordinary elderly gentleman, Indian gentleman. But what he accomplished is, uncomparable. He translated and commented on sacred texts. He established temples worldwide. He transformed the lives of thousands. The most important thing is, he preserved and spread the teaching of the Parambara. This is exactly what the purport means. An empowered guru may appear ordinary, but his work reveals divine guidance. So Prabhupada, just lived 50 years back, and he established everything what Narada Muni did, what others did. So this Guru Tattva we need to understand very clearly. And also the another thing Prabhupada did, Guru is the Lord's confidential servant. Yes, Prabhupada life shows that he fulfilled his Guru's order. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur order. Even when it is seemed impossible, he accepted great hardship to help others. He always gave credit to his Guru and also Krishna only. He always said that I am the servant of Guru and Krishna. He never, this is the most important point, he never compromised the teachings. He never changed anything in the what Krishna told. That's why it is says as it is. So this itself proves that Prabhupada is the confidential servant of Sri Krishna. After looking at all these things, Vedic example, we saw Narada Muni, all those things, and then the modern example, we saw Srila Prabhupada. Even one thing I truly realized in this, Narada Muni traveled throughout the material sky. He traveled throughout the material sky, and he was preaching the spiritual knowledge by traveling throughout the material sky. Srila Prabhupada, traveled this whole planet 14 times in this world 14 times, and did the same thing what Narada Muni did. So when we take the Guru Tattva, it is not that it is said in Veda, it is happened in previous Yuga and all those things. So we don't need to these days Kali Yuga it is not possible, so we cannot be pure or anything. No, it's not like that. If we are sincere, we can, take the Prabhupada as a best example. So in one sentence, what I would say is, Srila Prabhupada is the modern visible example of the Guru Tattva described in this verse, today's verse. A pure representative of the Supreme Lord who came to lift the world. Because of Prabhupada, we are sitting and talking about this. So what we should learn from this verse, the Guru Tattva is, Guru Tattva is not just a Tattva. It is a way of seeing how divine guidance actually reaches us. That's exactly what we need to understand. Guru Tattva, it's not only the Tattva, the divine guidance, how it is reaching us. That's what it is. So when you boil it down, there are a few deep lessons that every sincere seeker is meant to learn about it. That's exactly what Prabhupada also did. So even if you take other things, when this purport, what I really learned, couple of these things, God guides us through his representative. That's what Prabhu Krishna says. What we need to really learn from this, what we need to learn is, I am not alone. Krishna sends guidance through the Guru. So if I think about that, this removes the feeling of being lost or unsupported on the spiritual path. That's the lesson we can learn. Then the genuine Guru is never ordinary. We also that. Because all Gurus, I'm saying, whoever the Guru, Siksha Guru, Diksha Guru, all Guru, whoever is teaching us, they are not ordinary. Even if the Guru looks like an ordinary man, you need to respect because he is the personal servant of Krishna. Okay, so what we learn from that, respect the message and also messenger. Both you need to respect it. Guru's job is to connect you to Krishna. That also there. And the disciple must approach with humility and sincerity. Guru Tattva teaches that spiritual knowledge is not gained by intelligence alone. It requires what it requires. It requires humility. It requires a service-oriented mind. It requires, willingness to be corrected, eagerness to learn. So the spiritual progress begins when the disciple says, please guide me. That's what we need to, think about it. So the Lord, directly and indirectly. We saw that, directly means, as a super soul comes and gives us, indirectly and also outside. But in the other way, if you take it, his instructions, teachings and books and everything is there indirectly. And sometimes, Guru comes and teaches directly also. That's what it is. So the Guru's mercy is the turning point for spiritual life. For Dhruva Maharaj, Narada Muni turning point. Prahlad Maharaj, Narada Muni turning point. Parikshit Maharaj, Sukadeva Goswami turning point. For Arjuna, Krishna is the turning point. For Vyasadeva, Narada Muni is the turning point. For all of us, Srila Prabhupada, and also for me, the turning point, Satyvrata Prabhu. So not only the Satyvrata Prabhu, whoever pulled me in this Krishna consciousness, like, Abhay Charan Prabhu, Abhay Kulkarni Prabhu, Rohini Mataji, and also Guruvani Mataji. So they were the one, who pulled me inside this Krishna consciousness. They were holding my hand and, I was so adamant not to take this. Initially, I was asking all the nonsense questions, but they were holding my hand. And finally, they handed over to Satyvrata Prabhu. After I attended 1 or 2 classes, Satyasara Prabhu's class, then I believed Krishna is my Supreme Lord. So here what I learned, the Guru is the one who is giving mercy. Think of this. I will finish up with this one particular point. Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada established so many things. Whatever said in this purport, Srila Prabhupada is there. So he is a direct servant, the direct disciple of Lord Krishna. But whoever associated with Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Advaita Maharaj, Rompadi Swami Maharaj, Sangarsandas Adhikari, all these Maharajas, they were having personal connection with Srila Prabhupada. And we are really having personal connection with all these Maharajas. How fortunate we are. How fortunate we are. But still we are, at least I'm saying myself, still I am not understanding and realizing their true value. So I should take this Guru Tattva as a serious thing and, go through their instructions from my Siksha Guru, Diksha Guru, everyone. I need to obey their instruction, listen to their instructions, and, otherwise I cannot progress in this spiritual path. This is what I learned from this verse, Guru Tattva. All the other verses are really nice, but I really wanted to focus because Satyavrata Muni Satyavrata Maharaj is always all the 8 verses. If you see, he always establishing this Guru principle only, nothing else. So that's the reason I wanted to focus on this verse. If I make any mistakes or hurt anyone, please forgive me. I will conclude the class here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Over to you, Prabhu.
Prabhu, wonderful class, Prabhu. Thank you so much for speaking on this verse and picking Guru Tattva to deep dive into. I'll cover some of the points that you made that I found very inspirational. You started with the pastime. What is the reason that the Lord came to Satyavrata? You explained that verse, the verse 46, where the king says, "I will take you as my spiritual master," and and you deep dive into why that's so important. That first, no matter how Guru appears, he's the source of all knowledge. He's the supreme Guru, and Krishna is sending. Krishna is sending to us because we are sincere, and we should realize that. We should see Acharya and Guru as the Lord's confidential servant who will give us the knowledge because we are suffering and will help us get past that suffering. You gave several examples, all Narada Muni's disciples, Dhruva Maharaj, Vyasadeva, Prahlad Maharaj, in different ways, how Guru supports the disciple, encourages the disciple, guides the disciple. And the point you made is only by Guru's mercy can we progress. Right? Only by Guru's mercy will we get the deeper truth. Only by Guru's mercy will we get the unshakable faith and protection. And without that, we can't do anything. You also explained, that Tadvidi Pranipatena Pariprasnena Sevaya Upadekshyanti Te Jnanam Naayana Stato Darshana verse, that we have to approach the spiritual master, inquire submissively, and render service, because only the self-realized souls can impart knowledge because they've seen the truth. And finally, you concluded by, it's the Guru for all of us, which is that we're so grateful for, which is Srila Prabhupada. He's empowered devotee, Jagat Guru. He came to spread Krishna consciousness. He may look ordinary, but he's guided by the Lord. He established parampara, transformed so many lives. And you said exactly like how Narada Muni did. He, preached, fulfilled the Guru's order. He traveled the whole world to, give this confidential knowledge. And you made the point that even in Kali Yuga, it's possible that, Srila Prabhupada is the example. And finally, you explained that Guru's mercy is the turning point for all of our spiritual lives, right? We have to say, please guide me. And, that requires that we are humble, we are eager to learn, we are submissive to spiritual master, and do all the things necessary that spiritual master says sincerely. And, finally, you said how fortunate we are. We don't realize the value of what we have. I think, Prabhu, that's for me, that's true. We don't realize, oh, we have like Shiksha Guru, and we have Satyasara Prabhu, and we have all these great devotees that come and speak to us, and Maharajas that come that have had direct association with Prabhupada, and we get opportunity to do service, and yet still we still have our ego and all the things that we still don't want to give up. So um, thank you so much, Prabhu. Wonderful class. Thank you so much for picking this Guru Tattva topic from this set of prayers, with that, devotees, thank you all for joining. We will conclude the program here. Please note that we will start a new theme next month, which is prayers of the demigods from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 2 to 26. Chapter 2, verse 26 to 41. I will be starting sign up soon, so please kindly sign up. Thank you again, devotees, for joining. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.